The Woodlands Uncensored.
Okay, well let's talk about the incorporation. All right.
Yeah.
Now you were against incorporation. You told me you voted against it, but
right.
in the Tea Party video, it indicates that you're for it. Can you help me out here?
To me, it's about timing. So by no means is incorporation even a topic for the next couple of years, 5 to 10 years. Who knows? I don't know, crystal ball.
Good. Okay.
But because the residents have clearly spoken, and I voted against it. It was hurried. I think if we're going to do it, and if that makes sense, that's the whole thing. Could it be an option? Sure, it could be an option, but we need to prepare and we need to be ready. Because
let me show that clip.
Okay.
I'm sure, and now I'm going to show you my technical expertise.
Okay.
I'm going to do that little clip. It's about 30 seconds or something like that of you at the Tea Party thing where you actually discuss this. Hang on one second. Let me know if you can see this, Craig, if you don't mind. Okay.
The resident with us. I do have a dog in this time. Where do you think the township went wrong? And maybe that's not the right thing. What do you think the township could do better on their messaging to sell this to the voters?
Incorporation?
Yeah, incorporation. Yes.
I've been critical of the website. Just in general, as a 20-year user to get information. So I don't think it's a website issue, but I think you can start to look around at how they message to the residents. And it's not effective. So I think, that's probably, that could be something that I attack as my first project, is just analyzing how people want to receive information. Me as the uninformed voter,
I like that. I
couldn't see
in my opinion, dadgummit, but I understand. But could you see what I saw?
No, I couldn't see it. I could barely hear, so I don't know exactly which section that was.
Okay.
Just give me the brief.
Okay, it was. I can't believe there's got to be a way that I can do this where you can see it. But anyway, it was when they asked you about incorporation, and you basically said that that the website is not the best website in the world. You've been critical of the website, and that the township could do a lot better job of explaining what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, that's what it said. And by the way, I did check that with my Peggy here, and you can see it on the broadcast on the published thing. But I can't believe that you couldn't see it. But anyway, that's what we were talking about there. So the question is under what? Well, let me ask it this way. I'll ask it the same way. You obviously love the community the way it is. Under what conditions would you incorporate it, change it into a quote unquote city?
I think it has to make economic sense, first of all.
Okay.
And so that could be a threat of annexation, which I believe that we are good until 2057.
I don't have to worry about that.
if that contract can be held up, which everything I hear it can. So the point is we're not rushed to do anything, but we need to figure out ways to save money, i.e. taxes, and control our future. And roads is some of that. So, being a pass-through community scares me. Being another 1960 scares me. And so, if it's a complicated issue, there's elements that have to do with money. There's elements that have to do with annexation, mobility. So if the benefits start to greatly outweigh the negatives, then you got to look at it and you got to be ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to definitely have it in your back pocket. Annexation, you mentioned that a few times. Well, I don't know if that's a real issue or not. I think there's a law that was signed. It was House Bill 1017, I think it was, about annexation. And basically, it's a law that in the state of Texas now, isn't it?
Well, as far as it applies to the Woodlands, I don't know how it reaches throughout the state.
I think they did it for the entire state of Texas. You need to check me on that, Craig, because that it's I can send you the House bill on it, but I'm pretty sure it's for they did it for all counties over 450,000 residents, and then they came back and the smaller counties they went up in arms, and then they changed all counties. And so, but I want you to check me on that because I'm just your humble little servant here asking questions. Okay,
we're good. The good thing is that it was very smart to do because it was a real threat, and so we're protected now, and I think that's great. And so there's advantages to being a city, and there's advantages to not being a city, and so that's. But I'm a new guy, so there's a whole bunch of learning and talking that needs to happen. And it's not even, the incorporation isn't even a current issue right now. And so I know there's a lot of talk about it, but it's not even a factor. The voters have already spoken. And by the way, the only way incorporation could ever happen again is with the voters approving it.
Right.
So if the voters want it at some point, then they will vote one way or the other.
Yeah. Well, what was it was against it the last time by what?
It was like 70-30, something like that. Yeah.
70-30, something like that.
Yeah. Again, I voted against it. So I get the whys, but we got to be smart about what we do in the next 50 years.
I totally agree with you. Totally agree. Okay, let's talk about anything else you want to say about incorporation? Because I think you pretty much hit everything on the head. That's good.
Yeah.
Tea Party. I saw this in there, and I have to admit, I've done this before, and that is I go and I get this thing in the mail from the Tea Party or from whatever, and I just check off what they check off. Mm-hmm. And you said that's what you do with the Tea Party. What do you call it? The slate.
The slate. Yeah. Well, their recommendations. I mean, they spend hundreds of hours, and a lot of my views line up with, and have lined up for years with what I know about them, and so I trust and leverage their knowledge and experience.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, we did not do that this past time. We gathered everybody just for your information.
Good.
And my wonderful assistant in here, Peggy Morrison, she took them all and she researched every person, and then we came up with our own list, and which I thought was good. I have just never cared enough to do that.
That's great. That's great. That's great. And I've been I call self-proclaimed lazy voter, where I've been building a business and raising 4 sons with my wife, and I just didn't have the time. I mean, I tried to do primaries. So God bless you. I mean, that's great. And that's really what we need is more informed citizens.
Right. And, but you have the time now for all of this. And I'm sure it's taking a lot of your time now, and it's going to take a tremendous amount of your time if you are elected.
That's right.
2 questions there.
Okay.
No, 1 question. Obviously, you're willing to spend the time, the learning curve and everything.
Yes, sir.
The big question is do you have the time?
I do have the time. I don't have a boss. I've got some great customers. I've mentioned this to you, but for the viewers I don't know, I own Westcott in Washington, which is a retained search firm. So we're boutique. We're in the Woodlands. We pick and choose our customers carefully so that we are picking the right searches with people, with companies that people want to work for. Mm-hmm. So it's a bit of a luxury, and I had lean years too. So I know what it's like to get scrappy entrepreneur. I've seen some good times. I've seen some bad times. And when I sat with my wife on this election, I said, this is going to impact our pocketbooks. So it's something that I don't have a long commute. Some of the folks that are running have got some long commutes, and I don't. And my youngest is a freshman at College Park, and we're still raising him, but he's pretty self-sufficient. Yeah. So I'm not changing diapers anymore, and I don't have I don't have t-ball games, and I miss the days, but I'm at a different chapter in my life.
I want to mention one thing about your son. You have a son in the Navy, and I thank him for his service to our country.
Thank you.
You got to be proud of him.
Very proud. He's a nuclear operator. He went through. He's on the USS Pennsylvania, and that's a ballistic missile sub. So they carry the nukes. So he's a nuclear operator on that Pennsylvania. So they run. There's 3, as far as I know. There's 3 of these subs that run around the world, just parked at the bottom of the oceans, keeping evil at bay. So we're super proud. Love them.
Okay, well, God bless him. I want to play a clip, and I know you can't see it, but I want to tell you what it is first. It's when you were talking to the Tea Party, you started talking about taxes. Okay? So I'm going to play the clip, what you said, and hopefully you can hear what you said so you can, and it's, once again, it's a short clip. I hope you can see it, Craig. Hang on 1 second. And there it is.
Things like that. To me, I don't want to raise taxes on residents, period. So the sales and hotel tax to me sounds really, really good. I mean, my goal is to stay on the track that Gordy and Bruce and Dr. Shelley have been on. Because looking at the numbers, it looks pretty darn good.
Who all shares in the hotel and sales tax? Things like that.
To me, I don't want to raise taxes.
All right. Did you hear that at all?
I did. Yeah, but I don't want to raise taxes, absolutely. And I love the track that the current board has been on. I didn't hear the end, though. Was there another question?
He started it, and I cut it off because it was about the hotel tax, and I look at it this way: if I'm not interested, nobody's interested. I know that's a bad way to look at it, but I'm not interested in the hotel tax. I'm just interested in how you would handle taxes. And do you do believe, from what I hear there, that the current board, Gordy and Dr. Shelley and who else? Somebody else.
Bruce Reeser, Jason Nelson, John Anthony Brown.
Okay. They are, you like the way they've been doing things?
Yes. Yes. I sat through the budget meeting. Here, can I show you a slide?
Sure.
Can you see that all right?
Oh, property. Yeah. Look at that, would you? Property sales rate per 100. 42 cents, and that was in what year?
That was in 2010. And so now we're actually at 1850. It's kind of in handwriting down here.
Yeah, I see
1850.
it.
So that's a 56 in handwriting there. 56.4% decrease.
I see that. That's a beautiful slide right there.
I mean, I can't see how you would argue with that.
Why was it so high in 2010?
I don't know.
Okay. And how much money does the Woodlands have stashed aside?
There is. Let me show you. Here's some debt summaries. I don't want to trip up on and misrepresent exactly what the cash is, but I can tell you that the money that was set aside for incorporation is gone. It's been rolled into the other budgets. So there's not. I've heard that before, that they're sitting on a pile of money, and they're not. But you just I want to just say I want to pass on that question because I don't want to misrepresent what the budget looks like right now.
Okay, because I did notice in the Tea Party interview when they started talking about rates and everything. Yeah, you were a little confused.
Yeah, a little flustered.
But you've got your act together.
Well, thanks. I try to say I don't. I've been married 23 years, so I try to just say I don't know and fall on the knife.
Say you're sorry, right?
And say I'm sorry. Exactly. I'm a people person, and so numbers. I would have been a terrible accountant. So numbers can be lost on me, but I can tell you that I study and I get the information in front of me before there's any decisions.
Hey, I would just want to answer you one last time, okay? You're against incorporation. What? And I've already asked you this, but you've kind of changed your mind. Now you're for it under certain circumstances. Can I say that? And would you give me those just 3 circumstances one more time, just for clarity?
I would say money first. So money, and then I would say threat, from outside interests.
Okay.
And let's say traffic. Let's say traffic and policing.
Yeah.
That
Good.
if service levels started to fall in any of that, if the congestion just became the traffic congestion became intolerable. But the whole thing is that if there's not pain, if the resident's not feeling pain, which is why I voted against incorporation, everything seems great. So right now there's no pain. That's why we're not talking about incorporation. We've already spoken. Now the question is, do we want to plan for the future? What's coming? What traffic is coming? We already know high density is coming. Like the developers have made that clear. So we know that will lead to traffic. These are known. These are facts.
Right.
So what do we want to do? And the people that we're running against are funded by developer-funded PACs.
Mm-hmm.
It's on their websites. That's the point.
Okay. Good. All right, son. Well, anything else you want to say? You want to?
Thank you.
Hey, this has been fun. You've made it. You made it actually pretty easy and lots of fun. So, I do appreciate it because you're my first.
All right. Well, hopefully I made it easy.
Yeah, you made it easy and lots of fun. I probably I got to figure out how to so that I put a video up there. You can see that video along with everybody else.
Okay.
But so let's wrap it up. Why don't you just say give us
a little closing.
Give us a closing.
Well, thank you, residents of the Woodlands, for watching, and Pete, for you putting this on. We're trying to get the word out. You'll see next month when the Community Impact magazine hits that I gave my personal cell phone to be published, and I gave my personal email address to be published. And I did that. Yeah, I know my phone's probably going to be busy, but that's the point. The point is I'm accessible. And so when there's issues, I want to know about it. It's a volunteer position. I've not been elected to anything before, and that's what makes me hopefully your choice, because I'm not an incumbent. I don't have aspirations of being a career politician. I love the town that we're in. I want to protect it, and I want to protect you. So voteforcraig.com is the website. You can put questions through there. You're going to see my email address is Craig Rickard, CRAIGRICKARD at Comcast.net. So send me an email. And
you have a Facebook page, a good.
And I have a Facebook. That's right, Craig Rickard Campaign Facebook page too. So we want to hear anything that is on your mind that you think is something that the township can help, or you need to have influenced within the county. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Craig. And guess what? We are out of here, and hang around just a minute and let me talk to you after I end the broadcast. Okay.
Okay. Thanks,
Thank you so much. I appreciate your being
Thank
with
you. Thank you.